Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria. Guys, I am beyond happy for today because yesterday we did the Marc Jacobs concealer video, their powder, the Accomplice line, if you will. I will link the video right up here. I did that video and it was good and I loved it and it was a wear test. And after I did that, I was like, do you know what my heart and my soul and my life is just yearning and longing for? A foundation review. So I pulled this bad boy out of the box. It is the newest release from Pure Cosmetics. It is their 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie long wear foundation and concealer. And girl, we have some stuff to go over. So the first thing I want to throw out there, huge round of applause for Pure for doing a huge shade range. This was launched with 100 shades, and we will get into the specifics of that because there's a lot of going around with it, but as a company on their website, it is available in 100 shades, and to my knowledge and understanding, that is the largest shade range launch we have seen. And just imagine, guys, last year we had the Fenty 40, and when that launched, it was huge. Oh, was that maybe a year and a half ago? Doesn't matter. When that launched, it was such a big deal to have 40 shades launch, and now we're seeing in 2019 brands that are extending their shade range, that are doing more, brands that are coming right out of the gate with 100 shades. That is so freaking fantastic. So even everything else aside, I want to give the biggest shout out and warm love and welcome for that, because skin tone inclusivity is something I preach about all the time on this channel, and it really can add to the cost of the overall launch because of inventory and research and development and all these kinds of things. And so to be able to invest that kind of money into that shade range makes me so genuinely happy. Now this is where it gets fun because they released these 100 shades. Pure was so excited. They're all on their website. Things are going great. And then somehow in negotiations between Pure and Ulta, there's only 40 or 50 shades, so half or less than half of the shade range that is carried at Ulta. And I've seen a bunch of comments from people on the Ulta website that say, look, they're only carrying like 12 shades in store. What is going on? And that to me was such a shame. And I'm not sure if that was just shelf space. I would assume that's what it is because, as you know, if you go to Ulta, every single piece of that shelf costs money because obviously they have to pay their bills, yada yada, but also it's just like in a grocery store, they put certain things at certain levels and you can pay more if you want your brand to be higher, lower, or you want overall just more shelf space. So to have 100 shades in store would definitely take up a lot of room, and it would be a large undertaking for a brand as far as Ulta goes and Pure. Like I can see the perspective of it, but as a consumer, it made me really bummed out to think that here's 100 shades on my website that you can't test, you don't know what shade they are, but you can guess they have a good shade finder. Like they did do everything in their power to make it so you could find it, but at the end of the day, like you're still trying to find your shade online out of 100 shades on the Pure website. So then the whole point of not having to do that if you go in store to Ulta is that you'll be able to find your exact match, because why would you curate 100 shades and not be able to find your exact match? Well then, to go in and finally feel like you are someone, like, what if you have a really hard time finding foundation? What if you're a super deep skin tone and you're like, wow, they're gonna have it, I'm so excited, I'm gonna go in and test and swatch, and then yet again you go in to the store where you should be able to have your variety of choices and there's not even a tester there. Like, even if you would have just said, look, we can only carry this many in store for inventory purposes, but we want to have all 100 options in store for you to test. Here they are, we're gonna put out like little sample jars, and just let Ulta at least have the samples. That way you can say, look, you can order this online at Pure, or find a way to make it so everybody could have found their exact shade. That being said, we're gonna be done with that conversation, but I did just kind of want to open that up. You guys can tell me what you think down below. Do you think there's a reason for it? Do you think, like I said, maybe it's just like a shelving, stocking, a 100 jars is a lot of inventory type situation for Ulta? Because even as like a cost perspective, they would have to purchase those 100 options from Pure and have all of them sitting there in stock. That is a big expense. So again, I'm not sure. You guys can leave me your thoughts down below. Do you think it's okay, acceptable? Do you think it's not acceptable? What are your guys' thoughts? I kind of want to open the dialogue for that, because think about it this way, if we don't open that dialogue, brands are never going to hear anybody and they're never going to know honest and accurate feedback. So go ahead and leave all of that down below, and now I'm going to dive into the actual information. So this is $36. You do get 1 full fluid ounce here. And on Ulta's website, which is where I picked this up from, it says here this is formulated to instantly mask blemishes and imperfections, leaving behind a natural skin-like finish. This multi-purpose complexion miracle serves as both a foundation and concealer with a unique dual applicator component for quick and easy application. Conceal blemishes, dark spots, and imperfections with the targeted doe foot applicator, or achieve flawless all-over coverage with the pump. Packed with skin-loving ingredients, this longwear formula helps protect skin against environmental stressors like pollution and high energy visible to blue light for a healthier looking complexion. Interesting. Alright, so here she is, nice little bottle. Glass? Ooh, not bad. Okay. Feels really nice. Has a beautiful look to it. I'm not mad at this. I love like a good, simple component like this. I feel like it looks good. It looks functional, but it also doesn't look cheap. And I feel like for the price point, I'm like 36 bucks for a high-end foundation. All right, like we're still in the running, especially if the coverage is what they say it is. So it looks like here we do have the pump they're talking about, or you can go ahead and remove this, and there is your doe foot. That's so interesting. Guys, I love this. This is super interesting to me that they would have both of these as an option. Like, hello. Also, what shade did I buy? This is LN6. I don't know if I said that or not. Okay, Paige. You're not very smart. What shade should I have chosen? Because maybe I went a little bit too deep here. Oh yeah, I went into row 2. So in my defense, they do have people on here that you can like try to match it up with, and I matched my face up with another girl's face and she looked great. Guys, in my defense, look at this. This is LN6 on their website. This is who I matched myself up with. Because her and I, we look pretty similar, right? Does that look like the foundation she is wearing? No, it does not. So for the record, I didn't do a bad job all by myself. I feel like this picture very much so misled me. Wow, I chose a shade that's even darker. This is Dior Forever Skin Glow in 0N. And that's the one that I chose from Pure. But that does not look that dark on the website. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not going to feel bad about this because I chose based on this woman, okay? And I'm not that far off. Like, I know that her and I, we don't look that different. That is not the shade she's wearing. I'm sorry, absolutely not. I refuse to believe it. All right, guys, so I went ahead. I got my hair pushed back. I did prime and prep both sides of my face. For those of you that are new here, anytime I do a foundation review, I always use 2 different primers just to get a feel for maybe if the foundation is going to sit on one type of primer better than a different type. So for today, I went in and I did Tatcha Silk Canvas on this side, and then on the other side, I went in with the Too Faced Do You Fresh Glow Luminous Primer. This is a really nice, just luminous primer. It doesn't do much other than give you a glow, and it gives you a subtle bit of like radiance and stuff like that throughout the day, which is nice. But then for the Tatcha side, I wanted to go a little more pore filling and just see if there's a difference. So that is what I have going on here. I let them both soak and settle into my skin, girl, and we are ready to apply. So I think I am going to actually try this with a brush today because I was reading on the back of the box, and it does say here, using the pump, you can apply 1 pump of foundation for light coverage, 2 to 3 for fuller coverage, apply directly onto a foundation brush, and then blend evenly onto skin. Obviously, you guys know I love my Fenty sponge right here. It is clean and at the ready, but I do want to try this on a brush just to see. So I'm going to take my Morphe Jeffree Star brush. This is a really nice foundation brush. I'm going to go ahead and start off with, I'm thinking just like 1 or 2 pumps of my Beige-tastic color here. I can't believe this color is so off, but that's fine. So I have just 2 pumps right there. And I think what I'm going to do is just dot this. Oh, that was a lot. I'm just going to dot this all over the face and just kind of work it over. Oh, hello, Paige. Get all the hair off your forehead, girl. I got this widow's peak right here. You see that thing, girl? These things are intense. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead now and start kind of buffing that in. Oh, okay, girl. She's a thick one, let me tell you. So thick, 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 thick. The coverage, pretty nice. Sitting real heavy on my skin though with this brush, let me tell you. It is a little bit streaky, but my main issue is the heaviness of it. I do think this is probably going to be a prime candidate for the sponge just to help even it out and make it a little bit more thin sitting on the skin, like to press it into the skin. But that is the first half with a brush. It's not bad the way it's sitting. I just don't love it so much. I have a feeling though, because like there's certain areas like right through here where it's a lot smoother, but then over other areas where I have a little more texture, it's not sitting as smoothly. So I'm actually just going to try here real quick, and I want to press it into the skin. Oh yeah, that's a whole different world. It looks so much better when you press it in. So even if you wanted to just apply it with the brush just for the coverage factor, I think that would probably be fine. Actually, I kind of want to try that. I'm going to take a little bit here on my hand, nothing too crazy. I just want to start off with a nice little fresh glob, and I'm going to press that in with my sponge because I want to see the difference in coverage and see if there is one. I do think right from the beginning you do get a little bit better coverage with the brush, and then you can kind of press it in from there. Tell you what, this is like almost completely set its damn self down. Okay. Wow. Let me go ahead here. I'm going to grab a little bit more on the brush, maybe just like 1-ish pump. That's not even a full pump. I just want to do the rest of this side with this, and then I'm going to go ahead and blend it all in and press it in with the Beauty Blender just to get it. I want the coverage of the brush, I think, but I want the smoothness of the blender. And applying this straight with the Fenty sponge just didn't give me the same coverage, so Wow. Girl's a little Oompa Loompa-esque, but that's fine. We can work with this. Not a big deal. Not mad at it. Okay, so I actually feel like right now we're getting a beautiful amount of coverage on the skin. I think everything looks pretty nice, and what I like about this is that it's giving me nice coverage, but I can definitely see the luminous base from this side poking through the foundation, which is really, really nice, because that means that this gives you the nice coverage you're looking for, but that it will also give you a way to let your foundation and primer kind of meld together. And I will say too, when I first applied it with a brush, I mentioned that it felt really heavy on the skin, and when you go in and you press it in with the beauty sponge, it does take away that heaviness. It just presses it in, because I don't feel that anymore, so that's really nice too. All right, let's go ahead here and find my concealer, because God knows where I put it. So I'm going to be taking my Born This Way concealer from Too Faced in the shade Swan, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of this under the eyes, a little bit on the forehead, the jawline, just to go ahead and blend everything together, make everything match my face a little bit better. Okay guys, so I went ahead, I got everything situated, and let me just tell you, first of all, it looks beautiful. Everything blended literally seamless, and this foundation looks so beautiful on my skin right now, and it blended so nicely with this concealer. I'm almost afraid to set this, but just before I do, because obviously I do have to set my face, I am normal to oily, I just wanted to give a little bit of a test, and I'm mainly testing the patches that I did not put the concealer, just to see how she feels. If you don't set your foundation, I don't know that you'd have to with this, because it's setting down beautifully. Like, I'm getting a little bit of transfer, but nothing crazy. It looks so good on the skin. I'm not mad at this. And like even right here, which is my super textured area, it looks so smooth. Wow. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, set my under eye first. I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me in 05 Fair, and I'm going to pat out my under eye creases, set those down with my brush, and then I'm going to very, very lightly set the rest of my face with a powder puff, just because I don't want to add up too much product. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we're going to see how things are looking. All right, guys, went ahead, I got everything set down, and I have to be honest, I feel like this looks so nice, so smooth on the skin. Now, I am going to let this kind of sit here, settle. I'm going to do the rest of my face. It's a super simple makeup day, but so far, I'm really loving the way that this looks. So give me just a second. I'm going to go ahead, put some other stuff on my face. Again, super simple day. I'm not trying to do nothing crazy because your girl's got stuff to do. But I do want to just give this some time, soak and settle, set it in, and I'll be right back. I'll go over what I'm using, all that good stuff. So hang tight and I will be right back. Okay guys, I went ahead, got the rest of my face on. I am loving the way my makeup turned out, minus the fact that my eyes are still watering. And by the way, for those of you that keep leaving in the comments that it is time for me to try Claritin or Zyrtec or something over the counter, thank you for the dose of reality, because I have been trying for so long to be like, I don't need those. I can fix this on my own. And I'm finally willing and ready to admit the fact that I cannot. It will not stop. And I think I might have to pick up some over-the-counter allergy meds to stop this, because it is insanity. But aside from that, I'm really loving the way my makeup turned out. I want to run through the products I am wearing, because I really love this color combo, and I can't wait for you guys to see it in natural light, because I think it looks even more like vibrant in there. So, okay. Let me mention. So what am I wearing? I used a little bit of my KK Under Eye Brightening Powder in shade 1. For the brows, I've been trying to master that technique that we saw all over the ABH Instagram with their Dip Brow Gel. This is in the shade Dark Brown, and I've been trying to use it, get the feel for it, and go through and kind of do the brows that they do, where you kind of use this, you really wipe off the wand, you scrape it into the skin, you do the majority of the work with this, and then I go in with my shade 5, Precisely My Brow from Benefit, and I kind of sculpt out the underside, fill it in a little bit. And again, the majority of it is this, but this is just more like the supporting actress, but I really love the way that the brows turn out. For lips, I am wearing these right here. This is the Colourpop Lip Liner in Oh Sis, and then over top of that is the Buxom Gloss in the shade Electra. Now, I did just talk about this Buxom Gloss as well as the highlight I am wearing, which is the Moon Prism Highlight from Lunar Beauty. This was my 4th ever PR package, and I was so excited. Manny sent me over all 4, and they are so beautiful. So I am wearing Mercury on my skin right now. That is the highlight. For bronzer, I am wearing the Fenty bronzer in Inda Sun. And these items I was actually just talking about in, I think it was Monday's video this week. I will go ahead and link it up here. It was a full face, long, awesome video where we just go through a ton of new products. So definitely check that out if you're curious or you want to see any of the other first impressions. Also in that video was the Kylie setting spray. I use that again today, and it's pretty nice. It has a really nice scent to it. It's like a light kind of floral scent, but it's not overbearing. It's really nice. And guys, for the eyes, don't come for me. Just like love me for who I am. I went in again with the Laura Lee Single Shadows. I have been using using these so much. I do have a full video right up here for you guys that I will link where I go through all of them, swatch them, all that good stuff. And I was just talking about these on Instagram because I feel like you guys are going to start doing the whole, oh, like she's your friend, and that's not it. I just love these, and these colors are so different and so unique. Shade I'm wearing on my eyes right now is this guy, which is Silver Cloud. That is the beautiful shiny shade right there. And then on the outer portion, I used one of the matte shades, and this is in Meow. It's just a really nice matte shade out of, again, the single collection here. And that's it for the eyes as far as, you know, the shadows. I just blended both of those out. They look so beautiful together. All right, so all of that done and out of the way, I want to talk real quick about this foundation, and then we're going to go on with our day. But so far, this looks beautiful on the skin. I'm really liking the way that it's like settled into this region. It looks nice and smooth. Both sides, not just one more than the other. So it does seem to be going pretty well with both primers, which is nice. So what I'm going to do, we're going to move out of here. I'm going to go find some natural light, give you guys a shot in there. To the window, to the wall, to the wall, to the sweat drop. Girl, don't go there. I'm gonna go find a window. Moral of my story. Okay guys, found some natural light here, and I have to say my skin looks even better out here than it did in the studio. So far, I really like this. It looks beautiful, and I haven't had a ton of luck lately with foundation reviews. I've tried a couple. Hell, I just tried one not too long ago that I didn't even put the video up because it was just such a dud. Okay, so that is just a real quick check-in. I'm gonna go do my day. I just wanted to, again, give you guys this close-up moment so we could look at everything together. And I'm gonna go do some stuff. I will check in here in a little bit, and we shall see how it is wearing. So far, so good. Ooh, look at that brow. Yes, look at that. Girl, she's snatching it. So good. Okay, you guys, so it's almost the end of the day. It's been on for about 7 hours, and I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an up-close shot here. It actually looks pretty nice and smooth on both sides of the cheeks. The main issue that I'm having is like right in this smile line right here. You can see it got a little creasy on both sides. I do think that given the nature of this foundation, because I'm more normal to oily, I would probably go Tatcha Silk Canvas and maybe something that had a little bit of luminosity to it. But this might be just a touch too much because I feel like it's a little bit more luminous on this side than on the Tatcha side, but I'm still getting a nice pore fill on this side. But what I want to do actually is I'm going to go ahead, blot my nose off, and then I'm going to try a little bit of touch-up powder here. This is the Jouer Soft Focus Hydrate and Set Powder in the shade Fair. And I'm going to try using just a little bit of that and seeing maybe if we can kind of blur this out a little bit, how it touches up if it likes it. So give me just a second. I'm going to go ahead, blot real quick, put that on, and then see how it looks. So give me just 1 second. Let me do all of that, and I will be right back. All right, guys, real quick, I did go in with a thin layer of the Jouer powder, and then I did go in with 2 sprays as well of the Catrice Dewy Glow Setting Spray, just to help press everything into the skin, because if I go in, it doesn't matter what the powder is. If I go in with just powder and touch up, I end up looking really, really matty and almost chalky on the skin. So I went ahead and I did that. Also, I noticed this little spot right here. That would be from the dog. So don't hate the fact that there's a chunk of foundation. Girl, we were just snuggling, and she was just so cute. Like, what was I supposed to do? Not snuggle the adorable puppy? Probably never gonna happen. I just wanted to give you a little bit of an up close here. I do feel like that gave me a completely new canvas. And obviously, like I said, I will be doing another check-in at the end here just to see how everything lasted. But my overall thought here is just, can we make this last another hour on the skin? Does it touch up? Because these are things every once in a while I really like to check on. And so far, I feel like this foundation is looking so smooth on the skin. For how long it's been on, just now touching it up and all that, I just feel like it looks really good. So anyways, I just wanted to give you that update. I will see you here in a little bit for the end of the day check-in. All my final thoughts will be revealed, but give me just a second and let me go finish on my day and my paperwork, and I will be right back. Okay, you guys, it is officially the end of the day, and I want to show you guys how this makeup is looking and how my final thoughts kind of all came together. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you what it looks like right now. As far as this being the post powder, I did touch it up about 4 hours ago at this point. And guys, I have to be honest, I think this 100% is something you can live and back up. Obviously, I see a couple of issues, but for it being 10 plus hours on my skin at this point, I'm very happy and impressed with the way it wore. Now, just to dive into a couple little things that I'm seeing, I don't know if you will be able to see them on camera or not, but I did see a little bit of settling into these lines on both sides. That happened all day long. I would say it happened or started getting worse or more noticeable right around like the 4 or 5 hour mark, which isn't too crazy for me because I do have smile lines. I smile a lot. It's like I'm never gonna stop smiling just to prevent my makeup from cracking. Not gonna happen, honey. I like to smile. It's my thing. Also, if you're wondering where my Invisalign is, girl, I just ate dinner and I was like, I'm gonna do my check-in without my Invisalign. I'm feeling froggy and I got so excited. So it feels really nice to be able to talk without having bands snapping in my mouth. It's a wonderful thing. So Moving on from there, the only other thing that I noticed that got a little bit more undesirable with this foundation, I had a little bit of creasy crackliness going on in these wrinkles between my brows, like my little furrow areas. A little bit settled into there that I didn't love. So as far as the wearability though, those are the only real issues. Now I am normal to oily. This did get more oily on my skin than I would have liked. So I think for me, a couple things I would change up. I probably wouldn't pair this foundation with my Farsali Rose Gold Skin Mist. I think that's a little bit too oil based and it may have over oiled me a little bit. I would probably stick with the Catrice Dewy Glow. Give me a little bit of that luminosity but not take it quite as far as the Catrice goes. One thing I do want to mention though is the nose. I almost forgot. I do feel like as it got more oily, it almost lifted off the pores of my nose. So right now you can actually kind of see like where it's separating off of the pores, which I mean pores are kind of where oil comes out of, so it's just kind of separating off of that area. So I am having a little bit of breakage there, but nothing I'm too mad at. But overall, as an experience, I really did like this foundation. I didn't have any issues with the physical wear. I am still a little bit bummed out with the shade that I picked up because like I showed you this morning, it didn't match at all what I had on the website, like what I mapped into. So I would maybe be a little bit leery with that if you have the option and you can go into an Ulta and you want to just check out the however many shades they have in store. You could definitely do that because I really did think this would be a great shade match when I went through all the models on the internet, but alas, I was wrong. But you guys, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours down below. Did you like the video? Were you curious about this foundation? Is there another foundation? Leave it all down below. I love hearing from you guys and getting your opinions, perspectives. Do you like these videos? Are you still, you know, into it? Was this a foundation everyone was curious about or just me? Because girl, I was really curious about it. So let me know your thoughts, all of them down below. If you haven't done so yet, while you're down there leaving me those comments, don't forget to scuttle on up to that description box. Check me out on Instagram and on Twitter. They're both hyperlinked. So all you have to do is click the link and click follow. And also, if you haven't done so yet, please do not forget to subscribe and turn on your post notifications here for the wonderful world of YouTube. And double check to make sure, by the way, that you are still subscribed if you were, because I've been getting a couple comments and messages from you guys that YouTube unsubscribed you from my channel or turned off your notifications or whatever. So definitely double check down below. Make sure you are subscribed and your notifications are turned on because hello, I'm here 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. My videos go up bright and early between 6 and 7 a.m. my time here in Northern Michigan, which that is so early. What is that in California? That's like between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, honey. We got something for everybody. The time is great. You're going to get up, you're going to have some coffee, you're going to hang out, you're going to get your kids ready. I don't care what you're going to do, but you're going to do it bright and early, 5 days a week with me by your side, testing out makeup we love, new makeup, old makeup, whatever the case is. We hang out, we chit, we chat. It's a good time. So definitely subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and you guys, that is it. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do not forget to have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, you know what would be really cool? To go into the store, pick up my shade and pick up like a concealer shade and try them both out like as a foundation and a concealer. Ooh, that would be good. Because like, yeah, this definitely, girl, this ain't gonna be no concealer, honey. Honey boo boo, ain't happening. I'm a sucker for you, yeah, baby. I'm a sucker for you, yeah, baby. Come on, scanner. You can do it. Come on, Ulta. Come through for me. Oh, why do you put shiny ass packaging on the barcode if it's gonna make it so the barcode reader don't work? Hello. Yesterday we dove into a concealer review, so what naturally is to come next? A foundation review and a tractor outside. Cool. That's all right. Don't worry, I'm cool. I can wait. Cause I hated my whole intro. I hated it, I hated it. It was so bad, so bad, so bad. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria. There's a car. Cool, cars and tractors. God, I love Northern Michigan, it's so good here.